But on Tinder, it's like a shopping mall or whatever. So you can swipe on people that is good looking or whatever. So if you are on Tinder and want to meet at the first time you meet.
Don't worry, I'm not on Tinder anymore, so you're safe.
Hi, my name is Pim, and this is One Night in Bangkok.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the One Night in Bangkok podcast. Tonight, I am with my lovely friend Pim, and we are going to be talking about living in Bangkok, getting chased by the police, dating foreigners, and probably a lot of other things we shouldn't be talking about on the internet. If you guys are new here, my name is Eric. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, but 4 years ago, I found myself on a one-way flight over here to Thailand. If you guys are visiting Thailand soon, or if you're living here, hit the subscribe button. We've got so many cool people coming on, and I don't want you to miss anything. Links for everything we talk about will be down in the description, and make sure you drop your comments down there as well so we can get all of your questions answered. Now, let's get started. Pim, I met you a little over a year ago, and within 2 hours of meeting you, I was getting chased by the police, I was sharing a meal with your ex-boyfriend, and I ended up sandwiched in a bed between two of your friends.
Yes.
That is so not funny. Clickbait. That is all 100% true, and we're about to get into it. But before we jump into our little story, can you just introduce yourself and maybe where you're from and how long you've been here in Bangkok? I don't even know if you're from somewhere else in Thailand or if you grew up here.
Okay, so my name is Pim. I'm born and raised here in Bangkok. And yeah. What do you want me to say?
Okay, great intro. That's pretty much all we need to know about you. So when I first met you, it was, oh, by the way, guys, bad guy Mark is here off camera hanging out. So if you hear a voice, that's who it is. And I don't know if you know all the details of this story, Mark. So yeah, if let's get into it. So one of the reasons I love living in Bangkok so much is because you could go out on a random Tuesday night and you think nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then crazy shit like this happens. And this was one of those nights. Mm-hmm. So I met you at about 2:35 a.m. at a bar.
Yeah.
And it was close to closing time. And when I saw you, you had these little nerd glasses on. And you looked like such an innocent girl.
I am.
And you were with, no, you were not. You were 100% not. And you were with a guy and we started talking and whatever. And then I think at that time, maybe things were closing early because of COVID. I can't remember. But the bar closed not that long after. And we decided to go get food. So I suggested a place. And your ex-boyfriend was coming. And he was a really nice guy. And you're like, oh, I have my car here. I'll drive.
Yeah.
And I said to you, okay, you can drive. But just so you know, there's probably going to be a police checkpoint along the way, because especially at that time there were a lot of police checkpoints around Sukhumvit Road. And if you guys haven't experienced it before, normally what they'll do is as you drive by, one police officer will put a flashlight in the car, and if there are any foreigners, they'll tell the taxi or whatever to pull over, and they'll pull the foreigners out and they'll ask them questions and they might search you or whatever. I think they're mostly looking for drugs or other illegal things, right? Like e-cigarettes. That's what you're always worried about.
Mostly anything that they can get money from.
Yeah, sure. But I know about this because it would happen to me at least once a week.
Yeah.
So I tell you, there might be a police checkpoint. And you said, I just came here. There's not going to be any police checkpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start driving. So you're driving. I'm in the passenger seat and your ex-boyfriend's in the back seat. And we're going down the road. And somewhere around maybe Phrom Phong. Mm-hmm. I see the checkpoint in the distance and I'm telling you, hey, there's the police, take a left. And you said, what? And I said, there's the police, take a left.
Because I thought it was going to be fine.
Yeah, no. And then you're like, what? I can't see them. And now we missed the turn. So now we have no choice but to go towards them. And you're starting to get a little concerned. And so we come up to the officer that's the spotter. Mm-hmm. And he points the flashlight in the car. Of course, he sees me.
Yeah,
and he tells the car to pull over. And you just floor it. You didn't even hesitate. You just floored it. And I was thinking, what did I get myself into? Because I just met you 25 minutes before this.
Yeah.
So I remember looking in the mirror of the side mirror of the car. And all I see is like 5 or 6 Thai police
Yes.
officers running for their motorcycles, not cars, like those sport motorcycles. And they'll get on those things like two people on each bike. And I'm going to say like 4 or 5 of these bikes chased us. And then maybe it was at the next light, or we pulled up to a red light, and they just surrounded the car. And then so they surround the car, and there's an officer that goes up to each door, and they open the door and they pull you out, and they open the door and they pull your ex-boyfriend out.
Yeah.
My door's locked. And the problem is I can't figure out how to unlock it.
Yeah.
Because your switch is like in a weird spot. It's not like on the door.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And I think he thought like I'm trying to hide something. And I'm like, and he doesn't really speak English. They don't really speak English. So I'm just trying to like sign language to him. Like I can't open the door. And like, it was this whole thing. So eventually we figured out how to open the door. They pull me out and they separate all 3 of us. And I wasn't really that worried because I didn't have anything to hide. And they're talking to you, and everything seems like it's going fine. And I see every so often you guys are looking over at me, and I'm thinking like, what's going on? So then they start asking me like where I'm from, how long I've been in Thailand, what I'm doing out tonight, how do I know you guys? And I mean, do they really think that they're going to believe that I just met you like 20 minutes before this? Probably not, right? So then they're asking me, I think they're trying to figure out like why we didn't just pull over and get out of the car. So they're having me like take off my shoes. They're looking in my socks. They're looking in my pack of gum. They're looking just about anywhere you can look to find drugs or something. And they didn't find anything. And normally, like when I'm in these situations, if I speak a little Thai to them and they know that, you know, maybe I've been here for a little while, I find that they're a lot nicer, they're a lot easier. But this time it didn't work. Like they checked everything I had. Yeah. So thank you for an exciting night.
Are you saying thank you for the ride?
It was a good story. I don't know if I told you the next day or what happened, and they asked you if anybody had been drinking, and you said, I haven't been drinking, but these guys have been drinking. Yeah. And the truth is, I was completely sober, and they thought I was drunk. Yeah. So anyway, they eventually let us go, which I'm a little surprised, to be honest. It wasn't that bad. So then we go to the restaurant. Yeah. And so we have a nice little chill out, eat dinner late or eat food late with your ex-boyfriend. Yes. What's his name, by the way? I don't want to keep calling him your ex-boyfriend.
His name is Dodo.
Dodo. Okay. I forgot his name. So he was super nice. And then, so then this is where the story gets weird again. So, and I don't know that you know this part. So now it's like around 3:30, I'm going to guess, 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And we take one step outside the restaurant to leave. And we literally walk into like one of your friends. Yeah. And this girl, let's call her something different. Let's call her Nam. Okay. Cool.
She was supposed to be here with me tonight.
Oh,
actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That would have been great. I wish she was.
No, she's waiting for me right now also.
Okay. We walk into her. But the part that you don't know is I saw her that morning by accident. Yeah. And actually, this girl Nam, I don't know her well, but I've seen her out a few times. I had a dream about her the night before. And it was one of those dreams that's so real that you feel like you should call the person and tell them. Yeah. Okay? But it got weirder. So I had this weird dream the night before, and I even told one of my friends about it. So then that morning, I woke up and I went to Terminal 21 to work at the Starbucks, to chill at the Starbucks. And when I was in line at the Starbucks, there was a girl with blonde hair sitting down, but her back was to me. And I thought like, oh, that's her. But I'm like, no, I'm just thinking that because I just had this dream about her. Yeah. It's not actually her, right? Except a few minutes later, this girl gets up to leave and she sees me and it was her. Yeah. So like, what are the chances that you have like a dream like that about someone? And then in a city of 10 million people, you run into them. And then later that night, we walk into them again. Yeah. It was so bizarre. So I don't remember exactly like what happened, but there was a group of us now and we talked about going back to my condo, which was really close by. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, your mom was calling you.
Yes.
and you dropped us off and you went home.
Yes.
So now it's probably like closer to 4 a.m. I'm exhausted. Next thing I know, oh, and there was some other people there. So there was another girl there too, at least.
Yeah,
I don't
friend.
remember exactly, but I don't even remember her name. But so now we have Nam and her friend.
Yeah.
And her friend, I remember she told me like she has a boyfriend in Morocco or something, something like that. I don't know. But next thing I know, like I think I took a shower, and when I came out, they were both passed out sleeping.
Yeah.
And I was like, like, how am I going to get rid of them now? So fast forward like 30 minutes or an hour. Now I'm squished in my own bed like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it was such a weird situation. And I'm texting my friend while I'm in bed, not him, my friend in America. He's never been to Thailand. And I was like, bro, listen to what situation I'm in right now. And he gave me this whole lecture through text message, like, don't you think you're getting too old for this? Something like that. I was like, get the hell out of here. So anyway, they ended up eventually waking up in the morning and leaving and whatever. And I don't think I've really talked to them since. Maybe I've seen this girl Nam once since, but like just said hi in passing. Yeah. But this is the kind of stuff that happens in Bangkok on a random night. Yeah. Do you remember what day of the week it was? I think it was like a Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday, something around.
So that's how I first got to know you. And honestly, I probably should have taken that as a sign to never talk to you again. But here we are. So before we go any further, why did you decide to blow through this police checkpoint?
I mean, I don't really know. It's just like, I don't think there's something wrong. I don't think they're gonna pull us over or anything, because like normally I just like drive and no one stopped me.
Right, because, and I know what you're thinking, because you're Thai.
Yeah.
And if you're Thai, usually they don't mess with you.
Yeah.
But if they see a foreigner, they immediately want to stop you.
I mean, I always like drive with foreigner on my passenger seat, so that's my first time, I would say.
Okay, and there was another theme to this night, which is your mother is always calling you and telling you to get the hell home.
Yes.
So, does that answer your question, Mark?
Well, that doesn't sound bad. Just sounds like she didn't know what was happening. So,
of course.
And what was your impression of Eric at the end of the night? Did you even remember? Or?
Nope. Okay. Of course not.
No. So that was maybe in, I'm going to say June, somewhere around June. Mm-hmm. And then a few weeks or a few months later, I think you moved to Phuket, right? Yeah. So what brought you to Phuket? Why did you go to Phuket?
I was dating a guy in Phuket.
It's always a guy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I'm sure you have such good memories about this guy now, right?
Yeah, not really.
So how is Phuket, living-wise, different than Bangkok? Like, do you like living in Phuket better or Bangkok better? Why?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but Phuket, you have beaches and like all the natural whatever stuff, nature, whatever. I don't know.
Do you notice a difference in the foreigners that you meet in Phuket compared to Bangkok?
Mostly they live in Phuket because they like beaches. So if they live in Bangkok, they like to party.
Well, there's a reason I'm asking, because there's this girl I kind of know. I met her when she first came to Thailand. I chatted with her, I think, on Facebook or something. But she lives in Phuket. She's Eastern European. Mm-hmm. I think she's from Latvia. Mm-hmm. And she has a YouTube channel. And she made a video recently, basically, it said that any guy that lives in Phuket, he's an LBH.
What's that?
Do you know LBH? Loser back home. Meaning the only guys that come to live here, they're losers. They can't make it in their home country, so they come to Thailand. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
I don't know. I don't really know. But like some people, they just like to staying there in Phuket. But some people, they just, don't have anything to do in their hometown, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's easy to like do something here in Thailand.
Okay. But even in Bangkok, do you find that the foreigner guys you meet here, do you think they come to Thailand for any specific reason? Like they're looking for something, or maybe they can't afford to live in Europe or America, or what do you think about that?
I have met many kind of people. So some of them, they just don't have anything to do there at their hometown, whatever. But some of people just live here because they like the vibe, the nightlife, whatever, the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard about passport bros?
Nope.
Do you know what that is? So it's
that?
this term that's come up in the West, and it's like a guy that leaves his home country to find a girlfriend or a wife in another country, like maybe in Asia or in South America or something like that, because they don't like the women in their home country. And it's becoming like a more popular thing. But it's very controversial because in America, if a woman finds out that a guy goes to Thailand and meets the girl, that woman in America probably thinks he's a loser. But I would disagree, because if you could compare the experience of dating women here to dating in America, it's not even close, right? Mark and I talk about this like almost every day. We laugh at the people in America. Yeah. You share something. I know you're thinking about it. He doesn't want to say anything. Mark doesn't want to incriminate himself. But Mark has told me about some situations with some lovely ladies he's dated. And, you know, the culture is so different here. Like, I think it would be hard for you to see, or maybe you can see it, but I don't know if guys ever tell you about it. But when I first came here, I wasn't sure why there was this whole thing about like guys coming to Thailand to meet girls. I thought it was maybe because they like Asian girls or something. I didn't know. But once I got here, I kind of realized it could be the look, but it's also more about the difference in culture. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. So what about you? So have you had Thai boyfriend before?
Yes.
Okay. And you've obviously had foreign boyfriends.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. What are the differences?
I mean, I would say Thai boyfriend that I had before, they don't treat us good attitude or whatever. But foreigner just, I don't know, I just feel better. They treat us like, you know.
I hear that a lot. When you say they don't treat you well, what do you mean? Can you give an example?
Well, I mean, give me a second.
Okay, it's okay. And by the way, I mean, just because you can talk in general doesn't have to be about every single person.
Yeah, I know.
Because, you know, I'm also not saying that every woman in America is bad, but, you know, you start to notice trends. So, but I hear this a lot, that some Thai girls tell me like they don't like the way that Thai guys treat them. And I'm trying to understand exactly what that means.
Well, it's like they don't act like gentlemen. I don't know. They just like think that they are good, whatever, and you have to like be good, or they don't have to care because you are dating me already or whatever. So they can do whatever they want. But for foreigner, they just different. They are gentlemen, whatever. Like, I don't say that everyone is gentleman, but yeah, mostly that foreigner that I date is better.
If you date a foreigner, do you expect them to support you, like money-wise in any way?
No, that is not a big deal at all. That's
because
not a thing.
Know, a lot of guys think that all Thai women want them to support them.
Of course. That's like the old thought about whatever, you know, like old people think that you have to, like, if you have foreigner boyfriend, whatever, they have to support you because they're like come from a rich country or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
What about your family? Does your family care whether you date a Thai guy or a foreigner?
My mom does give a yeah.
Do you tell your mom about like your boyfriend situation, or not really?
Not really.
Yeah,
she doesn't care.
I think it's really interesting here, though, how I feel like all Thai women, but also just Thai people in general, are very close to their families. And we don't really have that as much back in America. So, like, I was kind of researching you a little bit through your Instagram, and I found some photos, like, with you and your mom and stuff, and I thought that was really nice. But what I saw on your Instagram with you and your mom is completely the opposite of, like, how I know you, you know, in terms of, like... like in the club, getting chased by the police or whatever. So this boyfriend in Phuket, can you talk a little bit about what happened? Because I think your situation is very common.
I mean, We just like met on the app, like not Tinder though, like Instagram. And actually I hit him first. I hit him up, and like we've been talking, and like he started to wanted to see me or whatever. And then I just flew down there to see him, and we've been dating for a while, and he said it's like too far or whatever, and he's too busy, whatever, while I was here. Turns out he has someone else there. So
Yeah, that's a common story, I think.
yeah.
Was he the one with the raccoon?
Nope.
Okay. I would see on your Instagram, you always had a raccoon around.
Yeah, that one, he is actually famous. Don't talk about him.
Okay.
If you say raccoon and the guy, everyone knows.
Okay. My friend is a vet at like an exotic pet place. So I would see a lot of those kinds of animals with her. But, okay. But were you living, weren't you living in an interesting spot in Phuket at one point? Or is that the same person?
What? What do you mean?
You were living above, I don't want to say too much, but weren't you living like above a certain kind of shop?
Yeah.
Is that the same person? With the
No.
raccoon?
Oh, with the raccoon, yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you about that. You said you met him on Instagram, this guy on Instagram, and you messaged him.
Yeah.
Right. So he must be really good looking.
Super.
Yeah. That's also the problem, right?
Yes.
See, you should really go for guys like me and Mark, because you need a guy that looks good enough, but not too good looking.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what happens if they're too good looking. It's just, there's too much selection.
Yes.
You mentioned Tinder. Are you on Tinder? Have you ever used Tinder?
Yes.
You're on Tinder?
Not now.
Oh, I'm
Not
really
anymore.
surprised. I thought there's no way you would be on Tinder.
No, not anymore.
Okay. Did you ever have like a good date from Tinder?
I would say yes. Good date, yeah.
Yeah, but never like a long-term relationship from there?
Not really, not like long term, but I've been seeing him for a year or something and moved in together.
Oh, so that is okay. Because a lot of guys come here and they want to know, like, how can I meet a normal Thai girl? Like, not a freelancer, not a lady boy, and they don't know if that's even possible, like on an app like Tinder or Bumble. Have you tried Bumble?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on all of them. You must also get a lot of messages on Instagram,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Do you have like a standard response you send guys back? Like they'll message you and they'll say like, what? Hi, you're so
Yep.
beautiful. Something like that.
There's always like weird message from scammers. So
From scammers.
yeah, it's like a pattern, like long paragraph or something.
Like what are they trying to get you to send them? Cryptocurrency? Like what do you mean?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't really reply or anything, so I don't know. Don't really know about it.
Okay.
Where do you like the nightlife better? On like the island nightlife or the city nightlife?
I like it here in Bangkok better than Phuket.
Are people different? Like in your mindset, do you think they're just too fast paced on an island because there's a lot of transients going in, like tourists in and out?
Yeah,
In
mostly
city,
tourists.
there's a little bit more people who live here, so it's a different.
Yeah. So I mean, if I
Which one do you prefer?
Well, I am bored of same group of people all the time, but I mean, it's better than just like seeing tourists and they just do some shitty thing because they are tourists, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Like if there was a guy, let's say you met him on Tinder or something and he looked good, but you found out he's just visiting Thailand for like 2 or 3 weeks. Are you going to take the time to go out with them, or you're not going to waste your time because he's just going to be leaving anyway?
I mean, for me, Tinder is not just to find someone to fuck. Okay. I mean, I can just go out with them, hang out or whatever. We can be friends. Doesn't matter.
I don't know if I've ever seen a guy on Tinder that's just like,
Yeah,
oh, let's just be friends.
I mean, people told me that too, but like, if you are on Tinder, you just want someone to fuck, but I don't think about that. I just, like, trying to find something interesting. So maybe we can be friends, or maybe we can be more, or whatever.
Okay.
So if you are on Tinder and want to fuck me at the first time you meet,
Don't worry, I'm not
Yeah.
on Tinder anymore, so you're safe.
Don't you find like the clubs in a big city are enough of like source to meet people, or Like, why do you even bother going on?
Well, that's why I figured there's no way you're on Tinder, because your version of Tinder is you walk outside.
Yeah.
That's how it works. If you walk, I bet you can't even walk down Soy 11 without some guy trying to stop you for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly Indians.
So what do you supplement your nightlife with Tinder? Like, what do you find? Like, what's exciting? Because I used to use it, but after you live in Bangkok for a while, it becomes useless because all you do is just go out and you can meet 10,000 people in one night. It's that easy.
Yeah. I mean, I got your question, but like, I mean, on Tinder, it's like a shopping mall or whatever. So you can swipe on people that is good looking or whatever. Just,
But do you go out with or if you're ever on Tinder, when you go out, if you're looking for someone, are you thinking like, oh, I hope I can meet someone for something long term? Maybe I can marry them one day? Or do you just go out and say, oh, I'm just out to have fun?
I don't know. I don't have any expectation at all.
I remember one night we went to Urban Music Bar.
Yes. That's my favorite.
Yeah. It's a hip hop club in Ekamai.
Mm-hmm.
Not far from here, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this story, Mark. And we went there, and of course, you know the bartender, and he's feeding you drinks like one after another.
Yeah.
And when we're in there, you went to the bathroom, and there was a girl at a table near us, and she came over to talk to me, and she knew me, she recognized me, and I don't know how these Thai girls remember. She met me once, like a year and a half before this, like a long time before this, or a year before this. And she recognized me in the dark at this club. And she came over and she was like, oh, hey, it's me, blah, 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 blah. This girl.
I remember.
I don't know if I actually told you the full story, the background of her. I met her at like a meetup event it's like just a social thing. And we were talking and whatever. And me and her and a group of people were going to go out after this meetup event. And towards the end here, there was another guy who I'm not going to name. He's a German guy, and he starts talking to her. So anyway, we're leaving. We're at W District. We're leaving, and we're going towards the BTS so we can go to Sing Sing Theater. And I turn around, and she's gone, and the German guy is gone.
Uh-huh.
And they just disappeared like that up into someone's condo.
Yeah.
So now here we are a year and a half later. She sees me in this bar. And she's trying to talk to me. And she's like, oh, do you want to join my table? Whatever. And I thought it was weird because there were these guys at her table. So I don't know if I asked her, if I asked the guys, like, oh, how do you know each other or whatever. And I think they told me they met on Tinder. So this was a Tinder date. And I don't know what she was trying to do. I think she showed up for this Tinder date and then she didn't like them. And so she was trying to make a trade.
Get rid of them.
But obviously, there was no way that was going to happen at this point after she disappeared with that guy. So, yeah.
What's your favorite area in Bangkok to go out in?
Right now it's
The most fun for you?
right now it's Soy 11.
Soy 11?
I would say Soy 11. The place that I go the most this day is Soy 11 and Sing Sing Theater.
So, like, for people who don't know Bangkok very well, there's a couple of general areas. I would say like Koh San Road has its young crowd, balloons, beer buckets. It's a specific crowd. Then there's the Soy 11, which is sort of international. Almost everyone goes there when they first visit. Then you have Tanglore, which is more Asian tourist / Thai, upper scale. And then Ekamai, which is pretty much gearing towards the Thai crowd and maybe people who work here a very long time.
The thing about Soy 11 is I never went there before COVID because I kind of knew it as a place that all the old lonely men go, like that kind of crowd. But during COVID, there was none of those guys. So that's when I started to like explore and whatever. And I found places like Oscar and Tony's, and I like those restaurants and there's sugar there and whatever. But I think it's interesting that you, just like a normal girl, says, oh, I like Soy 11, because a lot of people would never believe it. Like you can just meet like normal people there. So I'm glad you said that. But if you had to pick another place besides Soy 11, where would you want to go? Besides Sing Sing, Soy 11, do you go out in Ekamai a lot, or do you ever go out like north of Bangkok?
North where?
Like Hoi Quang, RCA.
Hoi Quang.
No. as you know, I don't like Asian guys, so
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't like Asian guys, so
Tell me
I don't,
more about that.
I don't go to like RCA, the full of Chinese and Korean or whatever. So and
What
like
if they're Asian guys from the West? Because there's a lot of those guys coming who maybe were even born in the States and they
Still,
come.
To her,
it's
it's the
like
same. That's what I've noticed.
Asian is Asian,
Yeah.
so.
See, here they don't
Because
know
there's
the
a
difference.
distinction. A lot of girls
I mean,
just
if-
look for Western
if
mentality
he's
guys.
American and he lives in China, he's still American, right? So
Yeah, but he's saying, what if there's a guy that's American, but his family heritage is like from China?
still, if he's
You think he's Chinese. That's how
so
you see it.
yeah, he's Chinese.
That's like a very Thai way of thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like, the look of Asians, whatever.
Yeah, Mark likes to go to RCA a lot, Route 66.
Yeah.
And it's not my favorite place, but it's definitely like a different culture.
And they have like different kind of music too. They play like EDM or something. I don't like
Yeah.
EDM.
Have you ever been to Space Plus?
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you answer so fast? Who took you to Space Plus?
One of my friend.
A guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Wait, but have you ever been in a relationship with an Asian guy? That's not Thai. I'm curious.
In relationship, no.
No, okay. I'm wondering the difference even between like foreigner that's Western, foreigner that's Asian, because I've heard from other people it's very different. So, all right, but it's not your thing. So guys coming here, if they're coming to Bangkok, let's say it's their first time in Thailand, where do you think they should go to meet such a lovely girl like yourself?
If you want to meet me or whatever, like lovely girl like me, go to
No,
Soy.
you know what? Not you, because
I
you almost
know.
got me arrested by the police.
Yeah,
but
no.
someone that's looks like you,
Okay.
but doesn't have the risk of getting arrested. You where? Soy 11?
No, just Thong Lo, Ekamai, or Soy 11. If you want like some people that can actually speak English, just go to Soy 11. I mean, Thong
Yeah.
Lo, they have some too, but
That's
not.
the problem though, because if you go to the more local areas like Thong Lo, Ekamai, there's going to be a lot of Thai people, but maybe their English isn't as good.
Yeah.
But the Thai people you meet around Soy 11, almost everyone can speak English
Yes.
really well. The problem though with Soy 11 is there's a lot of other things
Yeah.
like freelancers.
Yes.
So if you're a guy, how can you tell if you're at a club or a bar if someone is a freelancer?
The way she looks, the way she talks, the way
Well, how does she look?
I don't know. I mean, how can I say? I would say the way she act, then the way she
Yeah.
acts. So most of the freelancer that I have met, they like, I don't know, they're loud, overacting, whatever. I don't know how to say. But
I get what you mean, because
Yeah,
Thai
but-
girls tend to be more like shy or conservative,
yeah.
right? Yeah. If
So
there's-
if you are like overconfident or whatever, you might.
yeah,
Yeah, you can tell.
yeah, were you gonna say anything?
If it's too easy for you to talk to someone, it's most likely suspicious. So Thai girls aren't easy to talk to right off the bat. You're gonna have to work on it and sort of get an invite to talk to her. At least in some of the better areas, I would say, like RCA, there are certain rules that the culture has.
Mark is an expert.
Okay.
I've heard of guys getting banned from places because they walk around too much. Foreigners.
Let me break
they
down
don't
what
get-
he's saying, because you
Yeah.
can see your face.
Yeah.
Mark is an expert, not just in Thai girls, but like in the local Thai girls, the ones that never meet foreigners.
Well, not girls, just people.
Okay. Well, what he's talking about is at these more local places, the girls are very like shy, very conservative. They don't want to just walk up and talk to them like right away, like
Put
I
your
would
arm around
say they're
them.
not shy if it's like local area. They don't want to talk to you because you're a foreigner and they cannot
Exactly.
cannot speak
I
English.
think I think that's a lot of it. But where you're talking about like Soy 11, if you go to like Sugar or something like that, I think it's a lot different.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to talk to people.
It's more Western rules of engagement, which
Yeah.
is everyone can talk to everyone, and it's a lot more loose. But if it's too easy for you to talk to a girl you just met, that to me that suggests that she has some alternative motive for you.
The number one sign that I noticed, if I'm out, if I see a girl just standing by the bar by herself, just with like a beer in her hand, she doesn't look like she's having fun. That's a freelancer. Even if there's like two of them, if they look like they're not having fun, probably a freelancer. If there's someone like you that's taking one drink after another, going crazy, whatever, probably not a freelancer because they're out to just have a good time.
Yeah.
So that's my number one tip anyway. But even sometimes I've made mistakes before too, where like I'm talking to someone and I think they're totally like whatever normal, and then they'll say something and I'm like, wait, what did you say? Yeah, you said something about money. What? Yeah, we all make mistakes. Do you care about, if you meet a guy, do you care about how old they are? Like, do you have a range that you're thinking about or no?
Not really.
Not
no.
really. So even if the guy's like 65, you're cool with it?
I mean, if he's good looking, yeah, why not?
Okay. What about younger guys? You ever date a younger guy?
Yeah, mostly.
Really?
Yes.
You're not very old though. How old are you?
31.
Oh, you're 31?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
I had no idea. Mark wanted me to ask you this one. Have you ever had a holiday boyfriend? Have you ever had someone like come to Thailand, you do the whole thing for 2 weeks where you like, maybe you go to Samui or Chiang Mai, whatever, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, okay, see you later, and then he flies home?
No, not really. I would say I don't have that kind of holiday boyfriend, but I had someone like I talked to for a while, and actually he's Thai British. So his dad is here, his mom is there. And he came here to visit his dad, and we were like talking and go on a date or do many things together, and we're supposed to like keep going. But he had some problem that he couldn't come back. So it's not like holiday boyfriend.
Yeah. It's tough here. Like a lot of girls have this experience where they meet someone and then the guy ends up going back to their home country,
Yeah.
and then you never see them again.
Yeah.
That's something we definitely don't have in the US. I have a friend that's actually getting married this year to a Thai woman that he met, and then she's going to live in America, but she's never been to America. So what do you think about, if you meet a guy, maybe he's from France, but you don't want to go to France? Like, do you think about that, or do you want to stay in Thailand, or where do you want to end up?
So, I mean, we have to talk though. If I don't want to go to France, then I don't go. And if you don't want to stay here, then you don't have to. And we can't be together then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because, for guys like me and Mark, we came to Thailand because we really like Thailand. So if we meet someone and we stay here, then we're happy.
Yeah.
But not every guy can stay here. Some have a job or
Yeah.
they have some responsibility. Like my friend, he has a really good job in the US, so they're going to go back there. But I'm always thinking like, is she really going to like it there? Is the culture going to be so different? The weather is so different. It's hard to know,
But, most of Thai girls here think that, living in other countries is better than here. So maybe they just want to go there.
Yeah, well, they watch a lot of movies. That's mostly
Yeah.
what I find that, especially with America, what they know about America is from movies.
Yeah,
and like
American
it's not
dreams.
always it's not always like that. Do you think that it's possible to, as a Thai person, to be successful or have a good life staying in Thailand? Or do you think there's not many opportunities here?
No, it's not many opportunity. If you're really smart and really, hardworking or whatever, maybe you can, but maybe you cannot, even if you are hardworking, because I would say the structure here is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, in what way?
Many ways, like you cannot beat what is called like the big company, like whatever, that block you from being rich here, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I had to get used to being here is there's the law and the rules, and then there are the people that have the money to get around the law and the rules, and that can
Yeah.
make it really hard to compete if you're trying to do
Yeah.
something. Like, did you see that condo, Ashton Asok?
Yeah.
Which
Supposed
is
to
a
be.
really big condo in the middle of Bangkok.
Yeah.
and they have deemed it illegal
Yes.
because the driveway,
Yeah.
the permit for the driveway was not supposed to be granted. So they gave them a permit for the driveway of the building, and now they said, oh, this shouldn't have happened because it's on government land.
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe, just guessing, someone helped out someone else when they shouldn't
Yeah,
have.
someone is bigger than that, doing that, whatever.
Yeah. So, and that's the only reason that project got approved. But like you and me could never, if
Do
we're
that,
trying to do
yeah.
a business, we're never going to do that.
Yeah.
But I think Thailand's trying to change. I think they're trying to clean up a lot. Like, I don't know if you saw in the news, they're trying to get rid of like the biker gangs and the Chinese mafia stuff last year. And at least that's what they show on the news, that they're trying to clean it up. I don't know if it's actually happening.
I don't know.
No, you don't think
no
so?
idea. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
All right, Pim, where should we go tonight? If we want to meet a nice Thai girl, where should we find them?
Tonight, what day today?
Thursday.
Thai girls. Thursday.
You know where?
Sing Theater. Yeah, because tonight is lady night. So
You prefer weekdays or weekends when you
mostly
go out?
I go out on Tuesday, Thursday, and maybe Saturday some week, and Sunday because it's not too crowded.
Right. Yeah, that's a good tip. That Margaret and I know this. Like, we don't like to go out on the weekends because it's too crowded. There's
Yeah.
too many tourists, and the people that you meet out at a bar at 2:30 in the morning on a Tuesday night, they end up being more fun anyway. So,
Yeah.
so actually, one story about Sing Sing. A while back, I was at Sing Sing, and I was on the dance floor near the DJ, and from across the room, I see a girl with blonde hair, and she has those nerd glasses that you have.
Yeah.
And I personally like to think that I know every Thai girl with blonde hair in Bangkok. I've memorized everyone. I know everyone's name. I know where they're from, everything. But I thought it was you.
Yeah.
So I text you, hey, are you,
That's
I
funny.
said, where are you right
Yeah.
now? And you said driving.
Driving.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, it's not you.
Yeah.
Right. So then like 15 minutes later, I'm going to get a drink. And
I showed up.
You showed up in front of me, but you again, it's one of these weird coincidences. You didn't know where I was.
I didn't know.
I didn't tell you I
No.
was at Sing Sing, and then you're right in front of me. So now that I see you, and then I see her,
Yeah.
and I'm said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to her.
Why?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to talk to me or what?
No, I think you were busy.
Ah, okay.
You were busy with something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she was nice. Yeah, you two look very much alike, in my opinion. Your personalities are very, very different.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's okay though. Besides Sing Sing, Soy 11, any other recommendations?
Club.
Yeah. Or bars. Are there any good, like, you ever go to a cocktail bar? Do you like that kind of thing?
Restaurants?
Yeah.
Restaurant. I like El Mercado. French restaurant. Not far from Soy 11. And there's techno club in Soy 23, I guess, called Mustache. It's also good.
What
All
about
right.
the rooftops? Do you
Rooftops.
like those?
Yeah, I'm a beer person, so I would say Brewski. Yeah,
Brewski. Where's that?
Radisson Brew.
I think it's on like Soy 25 in one of the
Something,
hotels.
yeah,
I don't
Radisson
know.
Blue.
We
Yeah,
don't drink
Sukhumvit
beer, so we
25.
don't know.
it's like they have like craft beer on the rooftop. So yeah.
All right, cool. Are you going out tonight, or are you going home? Because I don't think you're going home and going to bed early. Somehow I don't think that's going to
I
happen.
think I'm gonna go home because tomorrow I gotta wake up early.
Okay. All right, Pim. It was nice having you come by and chatting with you for a little
Yeah.
bit. Thank you. I have a feeling this isn't going to be the last time we're going to see you.
Yeah.
Can we give your Instagram, or do you want to keep it off?
I mean, can do.
Okay. What is your Instagram?
Oh my
look
god!
Look into that camera.
This
What is
super
it?
long. My Instagram.
I'll put it on the screen. Just look into that camera.
Yeah.
What is
So it's To the Moon and Never Back with 7 O's.
it? Okay. Perfect. So the moon and never back with 7 O's. Guys, if you are coming to Bangkok, if you want to meet lovely ladies like Pim here, hit the subscribe button. We've got so many more people coming on the next few weeks. We don't want you to miss anything. We'll see you in the next one.